So before you was a tailor, was you in the army? Like an officer?
Not quite.
So where was you posted, Iraq or something?
Sorry, actually, classified.
But my dad saved your life, eh?
The day your father died, I missed something. If it weren't for his courage, my mistake would have cost the lives of every man present. So I owe him. Your father was a brave man.
The world is a hard place to be in right now. You're scared. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what tomorrow may bring you. Well, don't worry, because there'll always be Trae D Price. Welcome to the Chit Chat episode. It's another episode where I get to talk to you, the lovely people. And of course, unfortunately, Mr. Colin couldn't be here. So I got somebody joining me from the deep wilds of Africa himself. He was known as a Bush Baby, but he was also known as my friend, my brother from another mother, Mr. Ishmael Walker. Say what's up to the people, Ish.
What's up, people? How you doing? Ish Walker.
Ish, stop talking. Nobody want to hear you. Anyway.
All right. Going on.
You go. No, come back. No. Stop playing. Ish, it's been a long time coming.
You start singing now. This is amazing. It's beautiful. It sounded beautiful. Oh my God.
Hey, you know I'm be on when they revitalize American Idol. First one on there, me.
And the first one off. I see it.
You know, that's very hurtful. I'm gonna keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it PG though. Even though you hurt me personally, I'm gonna keep it PG. No, how you been, man? How have you been?
In these weird times that we're in right now, chilling. Right. Trying to not lose my mind, I guess. I don't know, man.
I hate to be the one to tell you this. It's a little too late.
Okay, well,
you a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I woke up to get made fun of during the daytime hours. I'm so mad.
People, here's the thing. Me and Ish, we've been friends for a long time, like a real long time, right? Ever since I've known this man has been odd. He is the coolest, oddest person you'll ever meet. To where he would. He used to walk. We used to attend Ferrum College together, and he would be walking around like he is the only person who would walk around with the Michael Jackson lean.
Calm down.
Hands in pockets, just
calm down.
Walking around the campus. He is. Oh, I didn't. My foot all up under the mic. He is, but he's cool. He's a great person. He's smart as a whip. Ish. You working, right?
Yeah, of course, man.
You working from home?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys gonna start? Because our job has we work for the illustrious Radford University, and we've decided that we're gonna start transitioning back into
the office.
Back into the office. Yeah. You guys doing that too?
Kind of, not really. Right now we're working from home. We might go back to the office soonish, but we were kind of like, I think they were in the process of changing offices or something. So,
okay. So
so when we go back,
like the place is dirty. Just go ahead, burn that building down, and go get a new building.
Exactly. So when we go back, we have no idea where we're going to be going or anything. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Okay, so it's kind of like because I think with a lot of business nowadays, we're gonna start maximizing, probably because they need to maximize space. I don't know how your office space is, but they have to make sure people are 6 feet apart and all that.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. You got it right. Because I know a bunch of people don't feel comfortable just jumping straight back into, you know what I mean?
Would you be, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, and this is not an indictment on anybody. This is an indictment on the government itself. Why would you start all this reopening when I don't know, you keep more informed than I do? I ain't heard nothing about no cure.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I don't think there's gonna be much of a cure, really. It's gonna be more of like a vaccination kind of thing, I'm guessing.
Right.
But even then, like, yeah, we're like a good year away from anything like substantial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all wild stuff for me. But okay, I'm glad to see you doing well. Glad to see you working out. I'm sorry that you're trying to find things to do. What have you been doing to while away your quarantine hours?
I've been moving, man. So I just moved into another apartment. Yeah. So I've been trying to like unpack, clean, and like work.
Still in the same area?
Yeah, about. Okay. Instead of being in like It's like a mile or two away from where I used to live. Actually, no. It's like 3 or 4 miles away from where I used to
I was about to say, you just moved down the street.
Yeah, right. No, my roommate, my old roommate, he actually moved down the street.
Oh.
Like legitimately, he could just walk from his old apartment to the new apartment. It was really weird, but
There's just better lighting over here. Like he just, I like the way the sun hits this room specifically.
Honestly, I've been there. It does hit pretty nice. The sun. It's
like, well, you're joking, but that sunlight though.
They had a nice little view and everything. I was like, oh, okay, you guys are doing it big, man.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, ain't no shame in his game, man. Look, what have you been watching and stuff? Because I personally have trying to been going through some new stuff. Me and Shakis, we've been going around. If you've been paying attention to the Movie Club podcast coming out every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesdays on the iTunes, Wednesday on the Facebook, YouTubes.
That's a great plug. Oh man,
thank you. We've been watching a lot of new movies, but that's starting to dwindle out. So we've been actually going back to classic movies, older movies. You know, I consider classic, like Fallen. We've watched Demolition Man.
Oh, good movie.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good movie.
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
He had actually never seen Ghostbusters.
Oh, wait! Did he just like none of it? You didn't even see the cartoons or anything? Oh my gosh!
None. He somehow has avoided the Ghostbuster bubble, the whole thing. he was in a bunker. He saw his family took Y2K real seriously.
Oh, they must have.
Not at the time of Y2K. It was at the time of Ghostbusters. Like Ray Parker.
We got to prepare early.
Unfortunately, he still got the whole who you gonna call, so people still going. Okay, say if I was saying Ghostbusters, so he wasn't able to avoid the plague completely. Unfortunately.
Damn, man. I'm sorry, bro.
But no, what you been keeping busy with? Like
a little bit here and there. Watching wise, I've been watching some other Bodega Boys and watching their podcasts. I know like you listen to a podcast. I've been watching it on YouTube because they record. I've been watching like Midnight Gospel was pretty good on Netflix. I like that.
Before you get it, because it's interesting. They have their podcast, but they also had their show Days of Samara. And I think have you watched any of that?
All right. So what I do is I usually like binge it near the end of the year.
Okay.
like for a lot of like the year, you know what I mean? I get as far as I can basically. So like for the last seasons or whatever, because I never watch every week or anything like that. That's a subscription you got to pay for. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right.
No,
I'm never just gonna watch. I'm not gonna pay for a subscription just to watch Days of Samara, even though that's a good idea. But
even though that could work.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. It's not me.
That's not Ishmael Walker.
No.
Good. Okay, I was just making sure because you was looking around. I was like, oh Lord. But no, well, they have their show. I think they had it on, I can't even remember. Was it on Vice?
It was on Vice. I think they're on Showtime now.
Yeah, they moved. They moved up from.
Oh yeah.
Is their podcast? Because I haven't listened too much of their podcast. Is their podcast the same as their show?
Dude, just about.
Okay.
It's just about the same stuff.
Fine.
It's rambling while getting paid. Like that's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
God, I hope one day.
Just
God. Gotta get that money.
Oh my God.
We rambling. But no, okay, all right. And you talked about you watched Midnight God. I have not heard of that show.
I liked it. It's who was
churchy.
it?
You know, I avoid that like the player.
It sounds churchy. No, it's a funny thing. I I didn't mean to mention it again, but it's another show about podcasting. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon about like a dude who does podcasts in space or something like that, or like different worlds through a simulation or something.
Is that on Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
Okay, no.
It's pretty good. I would recommend it. It's mad trippy. If you're not into like really trippy stuff, I wouldn't even give it the time of day.
But it's Adult Swim type show.
Yeah, very super jail.
Mm-hmm.
Very super jail. So like,
I would not like it. That's
probably not. Yeah, you don't like wiggly arms and stuff like that.
I do not. There's a certain level of absurdity, and I am the one person in this world that does not like Adventure Time.
He does. You don't.
I know.
And it's so strange. Such a good show.
I'm an outcast.
Oh, for sure.
There
We're
are
not
two
even
out
trying
there.
to include you. We're not even like, oh, it's okay, Trae. It's all right. Like, no, it's not all
I
right.
don't want to be included. Bump you.
It's okay.
Bump Shaquise over here. He's giving the get out.
Yeah, tell
Get from
him.
here.
Throw him.
Tell him to throw me.
Yeah, throw him, Shakies.
We're supposed to be coming together, and y'all bringing us apart.
Oh, I mean, do you like Adventure Time?
No.
Okay, get out.
You know what this is.
Is that simple?
Get on board. Get off the train. Like what you mean? All right. Well, that's what's up. Got anything else?
Oh yeah, man. A bunch of just like regular, a bunch of stuff on Netflix. I've been trying to like go through my list and just kind of get movies and stuff off of it. Rewatching some good stuff, and I'm always on. If I'm on Disney Plus, I've only watched Gargoyles.
Really?
I've only watched Gargoyles. I'm only interested in finishing Gargoyles, and that's it.
That's it. That's
it.
Disney Plus.
It was for free. I was with Verizon, so it was for free.
Oh wait, is Verizon give you
Disney
Plus for free?
Yeah. Now you're interested now.
No. Is it like just a month of Disney Plus for free? Or?
No, it's a year, bro. What's good?
Year?
How you doing?
Give you a year of Disney Plus for free. Flexing.
How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, Sprint. I'm gonna need something other than Apple TV for a little bit, like that defunct service.
Oh man, what have you been watching, bro?
No, man, cause I've been doing the same. I've been trying to go through like I've been trying to go through my Animus. I haven't watched like Vinland Saga yet. I know it's the first day out your mouth. I know, cause I've been putting this off for the longest time. I'm trying to go through my Gundams, man.
That's a good.
I'm trying to go through the Universal Century of Gundam, and I stalled a little bit on one season, 0083 Stardust Memory. Which, all right, people, this is gonna get real weird. So just skip ahead to like the end of the show. Anyway,
that's rude.
I'm just saying.
It's your own show. That's rude, bro.
The floodgates start opening. I can't help myself. But no. So I've been looking at Stardust Memory, and I finally finished that. So now I'm on Zeta because that's next in the Universal Century timeline. And every time I'm watching this, or I think about, man, I want to get back into Gundam, I think about, I want to watch Iron Blooded Orphans over again. I want to watch 00 over again. I want to check out Age again. Like, it's like, no, Trae, you want to finish the Universal Century because you want to get to the new stuff like Gundam Narrative, everything with like Hiroyuki Sawano on the track. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear that Hiroyuki Anno beautiful music. I'm messing his name up.
I'm loving it. No, keep it going. Keep it going.
I want to hear that Hiroyuki Sawano in my soul, bro. Cause you listen to his stuff. You the second Hiroyuki Sawano track come on, a sword just appears in your hand. You don't know how. I'm with it. I love stuff.
I love what is it? Theme music, the character music. I love character music so much.
And he's probably one of the best in the business, in my opinion. He's done tracks with things like Thunderbolt, Fantasy, plenty of Gundam series, Unicorn, the Narrative. I think he's done some tracks for like Psychopaths and things like that. Like he's really good. Al Noah Zero. He does a lot in the mech genre.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah. So that's been on my purview, and other than probably one of the first things we'll get to story wise today, a continuation of what happened last week. Actually, been catching up on the DCs while before they get into their season finales. I don't know if you've been too much into the CW DC universe.
Nope. I tried Arrow. I tried like 2-3 seasons of Arrow, bro. Really? I couldn't do it. I'm so serious. Because people kept on telling me like, hey, listen, the Arrowverse is amazing. It's amazing. It's pretty good. It's like, you got to watch it. It's like a good 8 out of 10. They get some good stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try it out. But I don't like superhero TV shows.
Really?
I'm serious. The TV show, like some of the Netflix ones were cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But for the most part, no, like not, especially in this new age.
In this new age?
Like whenever they started doing
fine television.
Fine television. I wasn't into Arrow. I didn't get to watch like Flash and stuff like that. I just don't like it. I don't know. Those CW shows, I don't like them. Say again?
I said, it's very strange coming from you.
I know, and I need to watch it because I need to give it a chance. The problem is I have to start with Arrow, and those first couple seasons of Arrow they hurt, bro.
Okay, well, you don't have to like start with Arrow. I mean, you can.
I want to know the full. I want to know the full.
If you want to know the full thing, yeah, but you can definitely like because there's some shows that I feel like if you're into that more absurd type stuff, have you seen like Doom Patrol on like? Disney,
no, but I want to watch that because I feel like I would actually like that.
So if you think something like that is up your alley, there's one of the Arrowverse spinoffs called Legends of Tomorrow.
I don't think I'm gonna like that. I've seen that show. I don't think I'm gonna like that show.
I think you actually would dig. Hey, you dig it the most, baby. Like I think for real, you would actually like that show.
Oh damn, dude.
But
I need to give it a chance. I need to give it a chance.
You don't have. There's so much to consume nowadays. I don't really think you have to. Like have to is a strong word.
That's fair. That's fair. In my head, I feel like I have to in order to get the full story and get like the weight of somebody new coming in. You know what I mean? Like the weight of finally seeing the Flash.
Okay.
In the show, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Or the weight of like finally like having somebody who may have been their regular self become the superhero in the show. Like who is it? Was it Guardian or Protector or something? Who's Wriggle?
Who? I'm sorry.
What?
Wriggle?
In the Arrow. In the Green Arrow. Diggle. There you go. That he becomes like Guardian or something, right?
He becomes something that
Spartan.
people have been.
I should not give the spoilers out.
Don't dig into it because I really want to say it. It's actually because it's one of those things that it's like fans have been like, oh my god, and it's something that probably will never pay off because and some people like you because of like the CW budget. It's something that will never pay off, but it's something that when you see, it's like,
yeah. That's the feeling I want whenever I'm watching it. So like I want to watch it from the beginning to get like the weight of it.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. Arrow, the whole Arrowverse, like as a whole, has its good and its bad. There's some episodes that's like this is dumb. This is that typical CW drama trash. But there are some episodes where it's just like, no, this is DC needs to do this for their movies. It just like the characters are like popping on all cylinders. Those crossovers feel as on the same level of a TV level as to the Avengers. You know, where you actually want to see these characters interact and it actually feels like fleshed out and good. And because you have whole seasons of these people, you know, coming together or fighting their own battles, and then when they come together, it's just like I'll spoil something for you. Like the first time Diggle sees the Flash do his thing.
Hi, babe.
Hey, Felicity. How you doing, Dig?
You're fast.
Do his speedster thing, and he's just like, nah, look, we fight bad guys with guns. I know a dude that shoots arrows like he's Robin Hood. This speed stuff is too much for me. No, I quit. Like it's a joy to behold, honestly. And then you got things like Black Lightning, which I think hasn't got nearly enough credit for like the type of storytelling that it does. You know,
was it good?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! All right, these are things I gotta watch, bro. These are things I gotta watch,
and the thing
especially now I got time. So
Black Lightning, up until like some episodes in season 3, you could watch Black Lightning by itself. You know, because there's no like crossover with the other DC seasons until season 3.
Oh, okay then. Yeah. I'll give it a shot. I'll do my research. I'll give it a shot. I'll give certain things a shot. I do know like Arrow had what is it? They had like crossovers from people in like wrestling or something like that. I remember that made like news. It was on like Reddit or something.
There are some wrestlers that showed up on the show.
And I saw his match. I saw Steve Amell's match. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, this is impressive, but I still hate your show, bro.
Like, you have pleased me slightly. Now be gone. Back to your piddling tights.
Oh man.
But no, so speaking of CW news though, so like this is something that we talked about. I talked about Colin last week. Batwoman, right?
Some drama.
You probably not really drama, so to speak. Right. So last week we talked about how she's exiting the show, how she's no longer playing Batwoman. Yeah. And the fact that there was no real reason given to her leaving the show. Yeah. Right. And it's all and from the way it looks until this, you know, comes out in a tell all or something, it looks above board. You know, she put on her Instagram, you know, like if you know, you know, which Girl, don't do that, because now I'm more wanting to know what happened. I don't know, so I want to know. But it all seems like it's good. It's fine. It's kosher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on another track, people have been wondering, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to just recast? I mean, unfortunately, you've done this Crisis on Infinite Earths, which would have been an excellent time to, and now our faces have changed or something, like that would have been an excellent time to do this, but that's past. And even the crazier thing, before I even get into like what actually happened, the CW shows, because of COVID and all this thing, quarantine and whatnot, have ended about 1 or 2 episodes before their season finale.
Oh yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Right. So the way that Batwoman left off last season is one kind of weak in my opinion, but it's not the season finale. That's to be expected. But are they going to show those episodes later on in the fall? Is one of my questions. 2, if you do, are you going to show those as a part of the new season? Or are you going to show the 2 episodes? Because I think they said they're going to show, or not in the fall. I think they said they're going to come back in the spring and just like play through
into the next season and everything.
Into the next season, right? And so with that, are you going to play those 2 episodes maybe in the fall and then have that big break until the spring? Or are you going to play those 2 episodes in the spring and then start your seasons off in the fall? Or are we just dropping those 2 episodes all together? To me, that's just a wild situation to have.
Oh, for sure. That's the drama I'm talking about. Like, what do you do after? Because I've seen parts of the show. You know what I mean? I've watched a few episodes of the show. She's the main character of the show. He's the main character of the show, bro.
She's built up this character development. You see her face everywhere. She's the face behind the cow. Like, what? Huh?
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do you make like a Oracle / Batwoman show now, or do you make does a Robin step up? What happens?
They've actually answered, and they're going to put a different woman in the cow.
I mean, what can you do?
Like not even like recast the character. It won't be Kate Kane anymore.
Oh, that's spicy.
That's very spicy.
That's very spicy.
That's a weird way to go about this.
Like we remember Don Cheadle, bro. We remember Terrence Howard.
But the thing is, like, that's him going into like a different one. He is completely different from Terrence Howard. From mocha to dark chocolate. But I love the way they handle that. But no, now we're going. Not even like you don't even get the same character. So all the character development, all the goodwill that you bought with season 1, like you've gone through maybe 20. If they finally do air those last 2 episodes, 22 episodes of goodwill to just squashing all of it, and now starting back from 1 with a character that nobody has any love for yet.
There's no face recognition.
There's no face recognition.
There's no nothing. Yeah, it's true.
But also, you're losing out on. Will they also, because besides being a bat, character on TV, which is a big thing because it hasn't been done since in live action. I'd say since Adam West. I mean, you had the Huntress show that happened on WB CW pre-CW for the longest time, but that was like bat related in name only. You heard cat characters, but people weren't even really in costume. They were in like X-Men style leather suits.
Yeah. The early 2000s.
The early 2000s, right? That was acceptable. But you didn't really have this level of like comic book loyalty to now. And so besides that, you also lose out on the LGBTQ plus representation. Which is probably one of the biggest things the CW DC universe has done, and probably one of the things that will pull them ahead in front of Marvel. While there are articles of Marvel talking about like, we had this one character, we had one of the directors do a cameo as a gay person in Endgame. It's over, guys.
We've solved the issue. We've solved everything.
We're amazing. No. that is the new character also going to be the LGBTQ plus? Like what are you doing?
I guess that's the main question. I know it's a little bit more serious, but like it's just on everybody's mind for just like everything. And it shows up even in like the smallest places that we can see it. You know what I mean? Like on TV now, we're like, what are you gonna do, bro? You've been stuck at home. Y'all been stuck at home for a good long 2-3 months.
2-3 months, just about.
You know what I mean? You just canceled your show, basically. Let's be honest. Yep. What are you gonna do now? You got a new person for your new show? Are you gonna? Because it's not the same Batwoman now.
It's not. It's not. Like, it's not the same Batwoman. Like, who is this person? What? Also, so the whole premise behind the show, also this is interesting. The whole premise behind the show, if you haven't seen it, is that Batman is gone.
Yeah, no, I did. I saw the part. Batman's left for 3 years.
Yeah, but no. So the premise of the show, the premise of the Batwoman show, is that Bruce Wayne has just fucked off. We don't know why. He's just gone, right? So in the absence, crime, it's pretty much returned back to old Gotham where, there's crime alley. Parents are coming out of Zorro getting shot for their pearls. Like, all this stuff is happening even in 2020. So Kate Kane comes back and there's this new threat of Alice and her Wonderland gang. And she decides to step up and become the bad person after figuring out that Bruce is Batman and he has all the gadgets and the weapon and the technology. So she steps in for the symbol that Gotham needs. So what's going to happen? Is she going to fuck off? Like,
how does this work, bro?
It's so confusing. It seems to be like, I think people would have understood a simple recasting. It would be strange. We'd have to get used to it, but we'd understand it. They just seem to took the most roundabout way of handling this situation.
It's so strange. It's
a weird way to be. Or it's a weird solution to an answer that is right in front of your face. I don't know, man. And
so now we're stuck with show limbo, basically. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like
not only are we not gonna know, we don't know. We're not gonna find out that answer. I mean, except for if you keep up with the articles and stuff like that, you realize, oh, such and such got cast as the person, and you'll be able to see. But story-wise, unless they explicitly say so, we won't know until like maybe the spring.
Yeah, that's the tough answer, honestly. What's the decision they're gonna actually make in Gotham for Kane leaving or still being there? Plastic surgery? I don't know, dude.
Or dying? Maybe she died.
Dying, and then a new Batwoman. It's weird. I don't like. It makes me feel gross, like slimy. Like,
and a third option. I just thought of this. Speaking of like her dying, there are other characters who like one either are of the same skill set or two have the same heart that honestly could step up to the mantle. You could have raised one of those characters, which probably would have felt more organic into series regularhood. Would just let it go.
See, that to me would have been really really weird, honestly.
Really?
Well, I mean, because it's Batwoman. The show is Batwoman. Like having them step up and be, especially so early. That's like you got to get like 5 seasons in before you start doing stuff like that.
5 seasons?
You got to get 4 or 5 seasons in. You got to make sure people are staying, bro.
Okay.
Before you just go around switching things up. Listen, I know I keep going back to it, but when Don Cheadle became War Machine. It was weird for a good 30 minutes of that movie, bro.
But they told you, there's like, look, I get it. All right, just get over it. They covered their bases.
Like, I'm glad I shouldn't say glad. I'm glad it worked out now. But it was mad weird at first.
Ain't glad. Tony. You gotta open the flower of life.
You see, it's a lot. A lot was happening.
But no, all right. So let's move on from that because there is something I want to ask you about that was interesting to me. I saw this article where AMC was talking about how even after like we do start reopening and people are able to come back to theaters, we might still be hurting. Like AMC is talking like I'm talking like
for
AMC
sure
right now. Like we might not recover.
For sure. For sure.
We might just go out of business. And it kind of like to me asks the questions, are theaters like do we need theaters back?
It's weird.
It's a hard question to ask.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, like,
yeah, and I'm with you. Like, it's a weird kind of thing. I think that seeing a movie in a theater is still a great experience. You know what I mean? Being able to see a good movie in a theater, even a bad movie, actually.
No, not even like a good. So seeing a good. Sorry, I'm
no, you're good. You're good.
But seeing a good movie is a great experience. Seeing something in IMAX is great. Like I'm glad I was able to see something like 1917 in theaters, right? But it's not just watching the movie. It's not the viewing experience that you get. It's also the audience experience. And I've had several moments. I had a dude literally sleep on my shoulder through most of the movie. This random stranger just fell asleep on my arm. I'm just like, bro. And he's just like, snore. And I'm like, bruh. And he's just like, snore. And I'm just like, facts? I guess you can sleep there. You're tired. Go ahead. Like, this is the type of things that I've had where, is that needed?
It's not, and that's what. Yeah, I'm with you. It's not a necessary experience. It's a really good experience, but the crowd does kind of ruin it. The price does kind of ruin it. You know, and not just the price of the ticket, the price of like everything basically inside of the movie theater. The cleanliness sometimes, depending on the theater.
Right. If you
like every new theater I go to, there's usually a little bit of an issue sometimes. You know what I mean? At least if I go there multiple times.
Home, like I remember watching Transformers, the second one, I think it was, and it's the big climactic battle, and then the screen just goes black. So, you can still hear the audio, but the video just gone. And ain't nobody like. We tried to say so. Like, person went out and got the person. We eventually got it. It was like a whole 10 minutes of the movie, just like done. You know,
that's how it is. No, I mean that's how it is, though. Oh, sorry.
But okay. So speaking of like, and there's also there's a lot of reasons to look at this, because if you're not in school, if you're not in college, if you're it's kind of hard to be social. You know, there's a lot, we got a lot of stuff going on, you know what I mean? Some of us are, far away from each other, like me and Chris. But movies are a good, like, social area. You know what I mean? You can meet up with a group of friends and go watch a movie and whatnot. It's a good shared experience. But you could also meet.
You could also do it without the movie theater.
You can also do it without the movie theater, but you can also meet new people at the theater.
I don't get it. Hold on. Now you're losing me. How
am I losing you?
Yeah, you're losing me now. How you meet new people at the theater?
Okay. Check this out. Me and Shakis went to go see Rise of the Skywalker, whatever the latest one was. And that movie, either depending on how you see it, is either well received or is a total crap pile.
Very fair.
Me and Shakis lean more towards the crap pile side of it. So while we're in the movie theater, we're seeing all this stuff happen. But while we're in the theater, we're experiencing all this stuff happens. We're actually vocally voicing our opinions because bump it, the movie's crap to us right now. Strangers sitting right beside Shakis chime in or like, yeah, man, bro, this is crazy. Like, wild out here. How dare she kiss?
That's fair.
What's it, Adam Driver? Like you. I'm not saying we got the numbers like, hey man, let's shoot and go for a chili bowl or something. Like, but we had that moment of camaraderie there for a second. You know what I mean? That we wouldn't have had otherwise.
That's very fair. And I've had those moments too. I feel you on it. I see how I was wrong. I see the error of my ways. But is it necessary?
And it's not necessary, right?
No.
And because we've already seen, once again, Corona has shown us a lot of things that we thought were necessary weren't, like meetings.
In-person meetings, specifically. In-person meetings.
Yeah. But also, a lot of these movies, we have so many services. There are so many services from your Netflix, your Hulu, HBO Max now. We're still adding services.
Yeah. No, it's true.
That you can release these movies on. And in the quality of your home, if you have 4K capability, you do shoot in 4K. It can look prettier than it could on the movie theater screen.
And this is before like COVID. Like this is even before like they were starting to release movies on Netflix, release entire things on Netflix and Hulu
Disney
and all
Plus that. Started releasing their Lady and the Tramp.
See,
Didn't get a theatrical release. They got a Disney Plus release. Like so, we're doing this thing,
and they're successful, award-winning successful. Yeah.
So yeah, no. So, but the thing, okay. So, what are things that could be a problem? Ticket prices.
Yeah.
Ticket prices are different. Like ticket prices are expensive, but movies at home also expensive. But you have to also think about like you're renting the movie over a course of a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to watch this. At least that's what the last Disney movie was like. You can rent this movie for like 3 days or like $20 for its like opening night release.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I know, like on I guess that that's for releasing whenever it's a new movie.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. So,
That's actually pretty good. It's not too bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Considered like the losses they would take from people having to take their butt to the theater and things like that. It kind of evens out in my opinion. It's expensive, but
yeah,
you get the torrenting, pirating. That's that. If we switch from no theaters to all digital,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, it's it's a thing now. It's very rampant thing now. But I feel like if it does increase to where that's just an available thing, I feel like that would lead to harsher crackdowns from government policies.
Oh, for sure. You're losing more money. You're losing more time and effort. It's not like you have something else to supplement it now. Like you're going fully into just digital. And you want, if people steal your stuff from the only way that you're able to make something off of it, you want something back. You know what I mean? So you don't want to just leave it.
The way I could see that alleviated though is you remember how like Nintendo would do like for like their crack games, they would make like certain patches to like if you upload the pirate, like something would happen with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I believe so, yeah.
Like the ROM hacks were like unplayable, or like there would be something covering the screen or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't done it personally, so I can't say, but I've heard stories.
I've heard about it in the news before.
Right.
Yeah.
So that could be something like that with films. Like do a little Tyler Durden, like every other frame is like dicks or something like that. Like something to ruin your experience because you pirated it. Pirated it.
Which I agree with. You know what I mean?
No, perfectly fine. Speaking as somebody trying to be in the film industry, I get that completely.
Yeah. I can understand it.
But I don't know. I think it's this is one of those moments where I'm like, I say this a lot. I hope to get actual action from this. I want to hear from the people because you are the people that this stuff is happening to, including myself and Ish. I want to know, like, and I'm looking at you while saying, I want to know, people.
Yeah, look at she's.
I have two cameras set up here. One for me to look at Ish, and then one for me to look at you, the people. Man. So I got confused.
No, I was in it. I was drawing in. I was leaning in close and everything.
Captain America.
It's like, whoa.
But no, I do want to know what you think. This is the time to when you put it in the comments down below. Like talk with other people in our small budding community. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about this? Do you think like would you miss the movie theater? Like, is the popcorn the thing you're gonna miss, or the cheese stuffed hot dogs? Maybe if your theaters provides that. Or like your Alamo draft houses and things like that. Like, are you gonna miss these things if they go? Or are you happy to be like, no, man, I'm tired of taking my butt, waste the gas money to see a crappy movie when I can just sit down on the couch, go make me a sandwich, and then watch a crappy movie? Like, If
I were them, I would make it so that you still have theaters, just maybe at a lower amount, but just release movies sooner at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I still would like to see some movies in the theater. Like I want to hear the sound, like deafening, and I want to see it on a huge screen. You know what I mean?
There was speaking of the sound. You bring a good point. Like a lot of people don't have these upscale systems like 4K capabilities or digital surround sound. But like me and Skeets went to go see King of Monsters, which it's just an amazing thing to both see and hear. Like, you feel the roar of like these kaiju when you watch it in the theater. You don't really get that so much at home if you don't have the proper systems, you know. So I don't.
No, I feel you. And you're right, and it changes the experience of watching that whenever you see it in a theater versus, like, I saw Justice League in a theater. Justice League was not a great movie. I know. No. I liked the movie though, because when I saw it in the theater, aside from some other things, it sounded and looked amazing. It was big. It was larger than life. It was what I wanted. You know what I mean? When I watched it at home, I was kind of like, all right, I can see why people didn't like this movie.
Start the form, yeah.
I was like, all right, I can see why this movie wasn't maybe, like a 10 or a 9 or good. But
just good.
But seeing it in theaters definitely did change it a little bit for me, and which I think is a good experience to have. It's enjoyable. It's not like I wanted to buy that movie. I waited until it was like on some streaming service, but I got to see it the day of it came out, and it looked amazing. I was happy. Right. And I still want that feeling after all of this, but just lessened. Doesn't need to be a theater in every single, like every 2 miles or something like that. You don't want to make them like Starbucks or something like that.
Yeah, make them like a Walmart.
There you go. One in like for every couple of cities. Make them share. Right. Yeah, make them share.
Again, you would increase the social experience. All right, Ish. It's time to do that thing I love called the short film shoutout. And I picked this short film mostly because you are the guest on this episode. And because it is a short film from a group that you introduced me to. Yes, that is correct. Oh, he's excited. I got see it on his face.
Man.
This short film that we're talking about today is called UALA. And it is a My Hero Academia fan short film. Pretty much a pilot episode for a westernized My Hero Academia. And it is done by 1,000 Pounds, Riven X3I, specifically directed by Christopher Cohen, who this is a group that is pretty much all about that stunt work.
Oh yeah.
It showed me these guys in college with their Ultra Fight Combo series.
Yeah.
And I was instantly impressed. And
didn't they work on the Kingsman?
Yeah, Christopher Cohen actually did work on stunts, and he was actually stunt cinematographer for Kingsman Golden Circle, the second one. Yeah.
Great action.
Like, he actually talked about like doing like the specifically the car fight Eggsy has in the beginning of the movie, and he talks about like how that's a good experience. You can go check out the Corridor Digital video where he talks to them about it. He actually does break down some of the short film we're talking about today. But specifically, so this one is pretty much a typical UALA student is stopping. I just love saying UALA. Is stopping a criminal from doing a crime. Unfortunately, what he doesn't realize is that this criminal is actually working for other criminals who want him to steal this wallet, the MacGuffin of the episode, of course, right? And honestly, what I think is amazing is that I've never seen, so like you've seen fan films before, right? You've seen like Star Wars fan films. There are pretty good ones from like Bat in the Sun for like Batman adaptations and things of that nature. But I've never seen an anime fan film that does so well and does such justice to the source material.
Yeah.
So much so that I would honestly beg and plead Hirokoshi. I know I'm gonna see you on Tuesday for our poker games, but bruh, just make this an actual thing.
Like, make it canon. Write it in. It was that interesting. I know.
It was it. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. This is with the backpack. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
Harlem Slam. Harlem, come on, bro. Like,
I loved it. I loved it so much. I loved how he incorporated powers that we hadn't seen in the show. Mm-hmm. Instead of trying to make things from the show to fit, you know what I mean? Right. There's two types of adaptations. There's just like something where you make something specifically like it was. You make a Batman movie, you make you make one of those. and then there's like kind of writing your own piece into the universe.
Right.
And that one doesn't go over so well. Usually, he did a great job. Everything felt like, yeah.
And it's specifically like speaking on those powers, like specifically while working, you could tell he's a cinematographer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's gonna work in order for me to put graphics on later, or for me to be able to like edit later? What's gonna work out well?
Right, like specifically, cachet, right? Like his set where he's just like weapons are changing and appearing in his hand is beautifully done.
Yeah.
It's such a simple power, but it's beautifully done with his cinematographic style.
And I think that wouldn't the editing be kind of easy too? It's like cuts, so like it's
no, it's not, because
I didn't get to see the behind the scenes.
No. Well, I'm telling you, like one. He does say when he's talking to the Corridor Digital guys that it's a lot of you have to do a lot of repetitious action, which if you having something like, say I have this remote right in my hand, and then
if you did it right now, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, what am I watching? Trae, did you learn sleight of hand? And then
it becomes this baby stand. But like, in order to do that, if I want to show like the same action happening in and out of frame, I would need to do those repetitious actions. So all those actions that Hisoki, I think his name is, I can't remember. But the character Cachet is doing, he has to do those things over and over again. It's almost like doing a one take. If you mess up once, we got to reshoot it, because your actions have to match. And the thing is, he's not being still while doing it. It's easy if you do it like a on stick still shot, but Christopher Cohen is moving around with the camera as well as Hidoki is moving around with his body, so that level of like skill is just amazing to see. And I'm pretty sure he just took like a DSLR and a simple gimbal and just went outside and shot this thing.
I was hoping for less work on his part, just because I know how hard the dude works to make these scenes. I've been watching these people for a while. They've done, you said Street Fighter, they've done Mortal Kombat, they've done Naruto. They've done so many.
They've done Street Fighter and Tekken. Somehow they did Street Fighter and Tekken in one video better than those movie series have ever done.
Yeah. He's crazy. He's amazing. And honestly, just like hearing and seeing the work that he puts into it, you know what I mean? And then seeing the final product and how polished and clean it is. It's something awe-inspiring. Like, I'm just like, how did you, just a regular do all of this? This is amazing.
Just a regular schmuck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean it like that, but like, it's just, this is like, the level of quality in these is like I'm watching a movie, like a movie, like a real good quality TV show that people put money behind and stuff like that.
The man understands. Like,
for sure.
Were to be like a sort of proof of concept for like a fundraising for, if they did another Kickstarter, I did the Kickstarter for Clandestine.
Oh yeah.
I'd do it again for UALA. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I only got like 2 episodes from Clandestine from the Kickstarter that they weren't able to complete and do like a whole season. And I feel sorry about that. I'd do it again. I Kickstarter right now. Like,
for sure.
Don't even matter.
Their product is good. They make great action movies. They make amazing action movies.
So people, that is my short film recommendation from this week.
There's a special guest in the clip too, or the show, I guess.
What do you mean?
The dude, isn't that the dude from Holes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I keep forgetting that's the guy from Holes. Also, the guy that plays the main guy is actually a stunt worker in the Marvel movies.
Yeah, he is.
Panther, he gets his butt whooped by Captain Civil War. He is a lot of places. His name Guy De Silva, and he's actually a really cool dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't know him personally, obviously, but when I see him, he seems like a really cool dude.
Mm-hmm. But his action sequences speak for themselves. They're amazing.
They honestly do.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we do have to go for today. We've loved. Thank you for joining the Chit Chat.
Oh, he's got the.
It's time to go. Please, won't you be my neighbor?
Okay, dude.
Why am I still looking at Ish's camera? I'm supposed to be looking at the people camera.
Directly to me. I'm so drawn in too. I'm just like, oh, he's got me. What's he gonna say next?
I look at the same camera and said, "Ish, dang it, I'm so bad at this. It's so hard when there's not another person here, and it's just me having to balance myself between two cameras." Ish, I know you're probably not doing a lot in the public sector these days, but if people want to hear more from you, is there a place? Are you doing things?
Not really, but at some point soon, I'm probably gonna be on Twitch, King Ish Walker.
That's why does everybody that I bring on this show is like, yeah, we might have a Twitch.
That's all I have. I've been talking about it for a while. I finally have a space that I can use. You know what I mean? Okay. So I might actually start doing at least record or something. Yeah. Yeah, bro. What's good, bro?
You got the place to yourself.
I got the place to myself, baby.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Walk around naked if you want to.
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. How did he? I'm like, how did he know? How did he know?
Like, I'm not wearing pants.
Did I wear a shirt? I wore a shirt today.
People, if you want to hear more from the Chit please do listen on the iTunes. It comes out before it comes out on the YouTube, and of course gets linked to the Facebook. So if you're there on the Facebook and you're listening to this, watching this, you got a YouTube. Subscribe.
Please do.
It. Share it to your friends.
Favorite.
Share it to your grandma, your nana. Share it to your nana's dog, your nana's Siamese cat who doesn't get along with the dog. They have fights while you're not looking. Don't worry about that though. Hey, make sure that if you want to hear more of Shakis, who's off the camera, listen to that movie club.
Yeah.
We got different shows. We got short films. Speaking of, I don't know if we will, if our next episode might be a little post dated. The one after this one.
Oh.
I was looking at the wrong.
I know. I'm sitting here just like, yeah, tell me everything, bro.
So our next episode might be a little post dated. It might not be until July or August, because we're going to start shifting gears and working on our next short film, Cheat Day, which is going to be hopefully fun to look at. We hope you enjoy that one, and also working on some other things that might happen in the future. So we might seemingly go dark except for the movie clubs for a little bit, but we will return, of course, in some type of capacity. You might see vlogs or something like that of our process. So, keep an eye out. Only those things is if you go to our YouTube page and hit that subscribe button and
actually unsubscribe and then resubscribe again, please.
Unsubscribe and resubscribe again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Huh?
Stop telling people things.
Oh, why not? So, like the video, unlike it, then like it again.
It'll be, our metrics will be all over the place.
Put the link into your profile's page.
I mean, yes, do that. Put the link in your profile page. Sure,
yeah,
why not?
Please do.
All right, people. Camera's about to go off. So we gotta go off. Peace, and I love you.
Is that how you sign off?
Shut up.
With the lip thing too?
The lip thing.
Oh, so yeah, bro. Does it look weird? My head just floating.
Your head's not really floating. You can see your shoulders. Okay, well now your head's just floating. Yes, that's weird. That's what I'm talking about.
So you said, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
When you actually do this thing, that's what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about, bro? That's weird. I do perfectly normal things.